Why did Jobs look so nervous? As Alex tried to understand who was attempting to steal Apple's biggest secret, he found himself in the middle of one of modern history's most critical moments. But before we continue, let us know in the comments where you're watching from, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel because tomorrow at the same time, you won't want to miss another time travel adventure of Alex. Cupertino, California. January 9th, 2007, 8:30 a.m. Alex stood outside the Moscone Center. San Francisco's cold morning air wrapped around this building where the pulse of the technology world was beating. Today was the day the world would change. Only no one realized it yet. Macworld 2007, Apple's biggest annual event. But Alex knew from the tremor he felt in the flow of time that this would be no ordinary product launch. Steve Jobs was making his final preparations backstage. The 52-year-old founder of Apple was preparing for the biggest moment of his career. The small device in his hand, the revolution he had not yet introduced to the world as the iPhone, was the concrete realization of his years-long vision. But Alex noticed that Jobs seemed more nervous than usual. This wasn't just stage excitement. This was a deeper anxiety. "Tim, double-check the prototypes," Jobs called out to Tim Cook, Apple's operations director. His voice didn't carry its usual confidence. Alex had been following Jobs for years. This man never hesitated when taking the stage. He could create what was called the reality distortion field because he had complete confidence in himself. But today was different. "Steve," Cook approached, "everything's ready. The prototypes are working. The presentation is perfect. The audience is excited." "I know," Jobs brought his hand to his chin, "but something feels wrong." Alex watched Jobs from the wings. The expression on the great visionary's face wasn't just excitement. There was worry. There was even fear. This wasn't normal. Jobs didn't fear. He created the future. In the event hall, 4,000 people were waiting for Jobs' presentation. Journalists, Apple fans, technology experts. All were eagerly waiting for that moment when Apple would say, "One more thing." But Alex's attention was focused on the activity backstage. A man was moving among Apple's technical team. He had an ID card, an Apple logo t-shirt. Everyone seemed to know him. But Alex sensed something odd about this man. The man was examining the iPhone prototypes that Jobs would use very closely. He was using a small device near the phones. What could this be? "Hello," the man approached Alex. "I'm Marcus from Apple's security department." "I haven't seen you before," Alex answered carefully. "I'm Alex, from a security firm that collaborates with Apple." Marcus smiled, but his smile wasn't genuine. "Which firm?" Alex realized the man was setting a trap. "Confidential. You understand." The gleam in Marcus's eyes changed. This man was definitely not an Apple employee. Alex began following Marcus. The man approached the table where the iPhone prototypes were located backstage. No one was around. Everyone was focused on Jobs' presentation. Marcus pulled out a small device from his pocket. Alex understood what it was. An EMP, electromagnetic pulse, generator. Small but powerful. Powerful enough to crash the iPhone's electronic systems. This man was trying to sabotage Jobs' presentation. Alex understood Marcus's plan. Jobs would take the stage, introduce the iPhones, but the devices wouldn't work. Apple's biggest moment would end in technical disaster. This wasn't just sabotage. This was an assassination attempt on Apple's future. Alex approached. "Interesting device." Marcus was startled. "What do you mean?" "EMP generator. Small but effective. Perfect for crashing iPhones." Marcus's mask dropped. "Who are you, really?" "I'm Alex. And you're not an Apple employee." Marcus tried to hide the device. "This is ridiculous." Quote. "Which company do you work for?" Alex asked. "BlackBerry? Microsoft? Nokia?" The expression on Marcus's face explained everything. The man really was a spy from a rival technology company. "If the iPhone hits the market," Marcus began speaking, "the mobile phone industry will change. Current players will be hurt. And you're here to prevent that." "I'm just maintaining balance." Marcus gripped the EMP device tightly. Alex stepped forward. "If you use that device on the iPhones, you won't just sabotage a presentation. You'll change the history of technology. Maybe that's necessary. Marcus had completely dropped his mask. The iPhone is too revolutionary, too dangerous. Dangerous? Alex looked surprised. Is providing people with better technology dangerous? It disrupts the existing order, Marcus explained. BlackBerry, Palm, Nokia, these companies mean millions of people's jobs. If the iPhone succeeds, what happens to them? Alex understood Marcus's logic but didn't accept it. Technological progress isn't something to be stopped. Humanity has always developed this way. But this is too fast, too radical. Marcus was preparing to activate the EMP device. Alex suddenly sprang into action. Thanks to the reflexes that came with being a time traveler, he tried to grab the device from Marcus's hand. A brief but intense struggle began between the two. Alex had to prevent the device from damaging the iPhones. During the struggle, Jobs came backstage. There were 15 minutes until his presentation. What's happening here? Jobs saw Alex and Marcus struggling. Alex managed to take the device from Marcus. Mr. Jobs, this man was trying to sabotage the iPhone prototypes. Jobs' face went white. What did you say? Marcus, realizing he was caught, tried a different tactic. Mr. Jobs, I was actually trying to help you. This presentation, it's too risky. The iPhone isn't ready yet. What do you mean? Jobs frowned. The reaction from other companies in the market, competition, maybe a slower, more controlled approach. Alex intervened. He's trying to deceive you. This man is a spy from a rival company. Jobs looked at Marcus. His sharp intelligence immediately assessed the situation. Which company? Jobs asked in a cold voice. Marcus didn't answer. Research in motion? Is BlackBerry worried? Jobs continued. Or Microsoft? Marcus remained silent. I understand, Jobs smiled. This was a warrior's smile. They're so afraid of the iPhone that they decided to commit sabotage. Alex realized that Jobs was actually drawing strength from this situation. The competitor's fear was proof of the correctness of his vision. This tells me something, Jobs continued. If they're this worried, the iPhone really will change the world. Apple's security team took Marcus away. Jobs turned to Alex. Thank you, Jobs spoke with a sincere expression. This presentation is very important. If the iPhones hadn't worked. They will work, Alex spoke with certainty, and they will change the world. Jobs looked curiously. How can you be so sure? Alex smiled. Sometimes the future reveals itself. Interesting approach. Jobs looked thoughtful. Who are you, really? I'm just someone trying to ensure the right things happen. Jobs nodded. What every revolutionary needs. Someone who understands them. She ran on our. Jobs took the stage. Alex watched from backstage. Jobs' voice came out strong and confident. Today, Apple is going to reinvent the phone. The crowd listened silently. They didn't yet know what was coming. And here it is. Jobs pulled out the iPhone from his pocket. Alex could feel the magic of that moment. The world was changing in that instant. The iPhone worked perfectly. Every demo, every feature, every transition, perfect. Marcus's sabotage attempt had ended in failure. When the presentation ended, the crowd was applauding standing up. The technology world was entering a new era. Alex saw Jobs returning backstage. The great visionary was now relaxed. We did it, Jobs looked at Alex. The iPhone has been introduced. The world will never be the same. Yes, Alex replied, and this is just the beginning. Jobs asked curiously, do you know how it will impact? Alex hesitated. How much could he reveal? People will be more connected to each other. Information will be more accessible. Creativity will increase. And the competitors, they will adapt, or they will disappear. Jobs smiled. Creative destruction. Schumpeter was right. Alex had completed his mission. The iPhone had been introduced, the technology revolution had begun, and the course of history was preserved. I must leave now. Alex turned to Jobs. Where to? Jobs asked. To another time, another place. There are other innovations that need protection. Jobs shook Alex's hand. Whoever you are, today you protected not just the iPhone, but the future of technology. Alex smiled one last time as he began to disappear into the flow of time. No, Mr. Jobs. Today we protected humanity's way of connecting. 2024, San Francisco. Alex was sitting in a cafe, watching the people around him. Everyone had an iPhone or a smartphone inspired by the iPhone in their hands. What would have happened if that sabotage attempt in 2007 had succeeded? Maybe the iPhone would never have been released. Maybe the smartphone revolution would have been delayed for years. But Alex saw that history was flowing correctly. The iPhone wasn't just a phone. It was humanity's way of connecting to each other, accessing information, and expressing creativity. Steve Jobs' vision had come true, and Alex was proud to have protected that historic moment. But he knew there would be many more revolutions in the technology world, and maybe he would have to protect them too. How is a technology revolution protected? What Alex learned in this adventure was this. Every great innovation encounters forces trying to stop it, because change disrupts the power balances in the existing order. But the real question is technological progress always good? Were Marcus's concerns completely unjustified? The iPhone really did change the world. It connected people to each other, but it also created addiction. It democratized information, but it also spread misinformation. If you were there, would you have tried to stop Marcus? Or would you have found his concerns justified? If you like this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel because you won't want to miss Alex's next time travel adventure. Press the bell icon so you'll be notified of our new videos. Tell us in the comments, which moment in technology history do you think needed better protection? Where should Alex's next modern time mission be? Stay with us because many more revolutions are waiting to be discovered in the digital age.